Have you watched the Fred movie? I have, and no. No, fuck. Fuck. God damn it. It's really bad. It's not like, no. No one warned me. I really did this to myself, you know? I literally had to choke down this 1 hour and 10-minute pile of garbage. I had to take like 10-minute breaks every 5 minutes of actual movie. You ever do that? I don't actually think that's normal. I don't think it's normal to take 10-minute breaks after watching 5 minutes of footage. I really, really just, bottom of my heart, just did this to myself. And I say that with masquerade that I'm doing this for you, the people, for that measly 400 some odd views, 300 of which are mine. So yeah, I did this for myself. No one watched this movie. I'm sorry, I gotta rephrase that. It's garbage. Because calling this a movie is an insult to movies everywhere. But I'm a little bit too lazy, so I have to refer to something, and I'll drop that shtick. It's a movie, but it's a really bad one. And you know, no one really watched it. No one watched this thing. Just like no one will watch this video. And honestly, I'm fine with this because I'm doing it for you, the people. Okay, what's this movie about? Fred, our hyperactive main character with clear autism. And before you get mad, it's not bad to point out that a character has autism. Watch Fred for about a minute and you're like, yeah, he's got it. There's no argument here. There's no way, like, if you have autism and you get offended that you have it and that I'm making fun of it, I'm sorry, but this person makes you all look bad. So anyway, what's this plot about? Let's get back on rails. Fred is our hyperactive autistic main character, and his goal in this movie, this absolute diamond in the shitter of all movies, what does he want to do? He wants to sing a duet with this girl, Judy, a girl he says is his girlfriend. Okay, fine. Problem is, here's the problem. She doesn't know this fucker exists. In fact, she hates him. She just hates him by just his mere presence.
Dude, she hates you, man. Why can't you just get that through your head, dude? She hates you. She tells me all the time. I mean, like, she came over yesterday and, like, you know?
The reputation precedes him. Everyone knows Fred is annoying. Kevin is the best fucking guy in this movie. So yeah, the plot is like Judy moves away. Oh, you know, what a shame. I guess you're stuck with Jeanette McCurdy, as if that's all bad. I don't know what to tell you. He stalks her with like Google Maps or something and learns to take a bus to her house. Except because he's an idiot with idiot logic, he takes the wrong bus because this movie needs a lot of padding. This movie is very similar to Dora the Explorer plus Family Guy. And there's just a bunch of talking to the audience, like we're a bunch of dumb, retarded, stupid assholes, and then skits that serve to pad out the runtime. No bullshit. I swear to God, if you were to cut all the Family Guy skits, every single one of them, all of which are not funny, by the way, you'd have a 5-minute piece of shit entertainment. And I'm not even going to compare that to Family Guy. Family Guy is actually funny. So hijinks ensue, many dumb skits later, and he makes it to her house. Really makes you question the demographic for this movie. Let's take a step back, right? What is the demographic for the Fred movie? I ask you. And if you say it's for kids, should we really be teaching our children to stalk innocent women who want nothing to do with us? Again, I've heard this argument before when I review bad movies. You know, you don't understand. It's not made for you. In fact, that was what Captain Marvel said. The Brie Larson whole debate. It's really funny that a bunch of adult men want to watch a movie that's made for little girls as if there's no ability to have a goddamn opinion on something. If I'm going to show something to my little girl, it better be a fucking good movie. Holy goddamn shit. So the Fred movie is directed towards children for the purposes of destroying their minds, to make them conform to this idiot. And I will not accept that. I do not want my children growing up to be stalkers. Because even though television doesn't make you become violent and make you want to stalk people, it makes you more comfortable with the idea. Television doesn't brainwash people, not all the time anyway, but it makes you comfortable and accepting of these ideals. I do not accept that. I do not want my kids to accept Fred. He is a monster, and he is unfunny, and he is shitty. So if you want your children to be accepting of Fred, you are a horrible parent and should be executed. I'm just saying. This movie was that fucking bad. So he barges into her house, right? He barges in unannounced, and he demands her attention. What a nice guy. Really, what a good fucking person this Fred guy is. Really, really great human. And you know what? Judy is like that one girl in class where she wants to be nice to everyone because she doesn't have a bad bone in her body. So she politely tells him to just leave. Like, she doesn't say any mean words because this movie's rated PG, I guess, or something. I couldn't be bothered to check. But the thing is, he doesn't. He doesn't fucking leave. He demands a duet or something. I think duet is like a code for sex, but I think Fred doesn't know what a vagina is. And then he like pukes on her for like no reason. He didn't eat anything bad. And like Kevin like throws a cupcake or something at him, I guess. I don't know. Like, this is like a s'more. And then he's like, oh, he just pukes on her. He pukes all over her, and it's posted on YouTube. Everyone makes fun of him, and then he leaves. I don't know. In real life, if you puke on a girl, that's pretty much that's the deal breaker. No one recovers from that. Okay, so like they play sad music, which is meant to make us feel sorry for a psychotic and dangerous individual who needs heavy medication. And since he was embarrassed, he decides to have a mental breakdown, have a party, and he wants to bang Jeanette McCurdy. But later he realizes that vaginas are scary and icky. And then the movie teases a sequel where they try to find Fred's dad or something. Oh God, there's more fucking sequels. I don't really want to watch them. I really don't. And yeah, let's move on. This movie is dumb and stupid and was made for no one. It wasn't even really made for stupid people. There is no audience for this garbage. And whether you want to argue it for it to be for kids or the mentally disabled people or blind or the deaf, it's just bad. I've had to watch this movie twice, technically. The first time I had to watch it in like 30-minute chunks that were broken up over the course of the full day because it was that fucking bad. And then as I'm editing this and scrubbing through the video to check for footage, I watched the movie probably 2 times over because it's just awful. I had to have it on mute, and it just hurts to get footage for this. Honestly, I would have just enjoyed putting a still image, but no one will watch a video like that, just like no one watches my videos anyway. There is no audience for this, okay? I gotta emphasize that. There is no audience. Kids, mentally disabled people, or blind or deaf people. I gotta emphasize that last one, okay? Not even a blind and deaf person and a deaf person, blind and deaf, they would never watch this. They would tell you, please, can you turn off the television? They would just know. Because Fred speaks at such a high frequency that it'll find its way into your head. Watching this train wreck of a human act, and I'm being really fucking generous there, Lucas, with that word, act, is the cringiest shit you'll ever have to sit through. This was the most painful movie I've experienced, and these are all like footnotes, like, because I'm literally looking at the movie right now, and it's bad. This is raw, unadulterated, I'm not even gonna bother editing this too much. It is the cringiest shit, period. I think the saddest thing that you'll ever see is like knowing that there's real actors in this movie, right? There's real actors in this movie, and they have to be in the same screen as this peasant. They're trying so hard to carry this production. It's so painful. It's not doable though. You can't. He's the heaviest, most densest material, densest dead weight that has ever existed in a film ever. He doesn't belong in his own movie. This whole thing feels like a direct-to-Disney movie. You know those type of movies that they're made like on fucking conveyor belts or some shit because someone in Disney CEO corp office, whatever, they're sitting down in a goddamn really expensive $5,000 lawn chair, right, spinning around or some shit, or office chair, whatever it is, and they're like, this is what the kids want to see. It's like, why even make a movie? You know, if your movie's meant to appeal to 4-year-olds, just have Fred scream for 1 hour straight without any plot. And if that's made to make kids laugh, just do that. Why bother making a movie that has like scenes and camera work and music and stuff. Just have Fred spin around a bunch of times, screaming at the top of his lungs, if you think 4-year-olds are going to enjoy that. Because they probably are. That's what he was on YouTube. Just do that. Like, you clearly don't care about your IPs because you allowed this thing to be on your channel. Great job, Nickelodeon. You're a bunch of half-wit retards. Okay. Calm down a little bit. I gotta calm down. Okay, so let's extrapolate on the plot for a bit. We have this unlikely hero. He isn't liked by his peers. In fact, he's bullied, right? He has a beautiful dream girl he wants to obtain, like the object she is, because she's an object. But there is this big, mean, muscular bully that's in his way. We will see his journey to become a confident individual and overcome the bully to get the girl and live happily ever after. It's a bit cliche for a plot, but I think it's okay. Except the harsh reality of this movie is that Fred came in and just murdered the original protagonist and is just firebombing the fuck out of this movie. These movies are soulless garbage. They're made on a conveyor belt. They exist to insult the craft of filmmaking. They exist for one reason, and really one reason alone: to make some motherfucking money. Stupidity sells, and I just hate that it does. We can sell Fred merchandise, Fred coffee mugs, Fred tumblers, Fred shirts, Fred posters, Fred folders, Fred lunchboxes to make sequels even before we can even finish the first movie. Who cares about Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, those, reputable critics? The general public can eat my shit. If someone has a negative opinion, we can just call them haters. Miley Cyrus did it, and look at her, she's a multi-billionaire now. It's fucking foolproof. These YouTuber movies are all about that algorithm, baby. We watch these movies so you can comment and talk shit to the creators, which in turn gives them more ad revenue, which in turn is used to make more bad movies. It's a vicious cycle, and the only way to end it is to ignore it. Think of it like Doug Walker. His channel is fucking dying because no one gives a shit. But you still see him on your Twitter. You still see him. Just ignore. Ignore enough and he will become irrelevant. But ignoring bad movies and bad creators is so much fucking work for some reason. And making fun of them is so much fun. So it's never going to end. I'm really jealous. If I say something bad about someone who's really popular and has a movie dedicated to themselves, it makes me look like a jealous asshole. So I lose no matter what I do. At the end of the day, if I was back in 2006, I probably would have done what Fred did. I mean, look at him. He's on Easy Street. He made some really cheap 240p webcam rants and got a deal with Nickelodeon. He is the YouTube star. PewDiePie is still on YouTube. He's still making his money on it, but PewDiePie doesn't have a movie. But you know what? Just because I'm jealous doesn't mean I can't shit on his garbage movie. So let's have some fun, and I'll watch it so you don't have to. I know I'm technically going over it again, but fuck it. I'm going to pad this out. So here's an absolute spoiling of this horrendous pile of dog shit. I just saved you $3.99 from YouTube Red or whatever it is, and an hour and some minutes of Vimeo, which it's free there if you really want to torture yourself. I'll put the link if I'm not lazy. Okay, so the movie starts with screaming from Fred. And he's like, I don't even fucking know. He's like talking about the goddamn concepts of like school days off, and it's stupid. It's awful. Like normal people, normal individuals. Like if this aired in movie theaters in Great Britain, right? Like in England, people bought a ticket for 8 euros or pounds or whatever the fuck currency you guys use over there. And you guys sat down in a movie theater with your retarded 5-year-old son or daughter, and you heard this guy open his mouth. If you didn't leave the theater with your kid immediately, you're a bad parent. I'm just saying right now, if you watched the Fred movie in theaters and you sat through it for how much money you spent, I don't care if you spent 35 euros, pounds, pesos, or whatever you spend over there on your fucking awful popcorn and soda made by giant corporations that don't care about your calories. If you didn't just dump that on the floor and leave, you're a bad parent. I would have just threw my fucking soda on the seats and just left. Fuck this movie. Let me ask you, why does the Fred character shout at the camera? Because he's Fred. At the end of the day, Am I stupid? Are you stupid? What the fuck else do you think Fred is gonna do? You came in to watch the Fred movie. It's for Fred fans, but it's not, because he's not actually Fred in this movie. He is, but he's not. He's not YouTube Fred. He's Fred as like a person that exists in the real world, and it's awful. Seriously, no sensible person is meant to watch this. And I know with a statement like that, I just said that I'm not sensible, and after watching this, I know I'm not. I'm usually pretty good at keeping my composure. You know, I'm a professional, but here's the thing, I don't really give a fuck. This is my first and only take of this recording, and I'm not fucking with you. I've been drinking pretty heavily right now, and that's the God's honest truth, because I really didn't want to fucking make a video on this. I didn't want to see his face, and I'm seeing it as I'm fucking editing this. I don't like Fred. I don't. This has been the plague of my existence for the longest time. I've heard nothing but bad things of Fred. I've seen some of his videos. I know he's awful. And I can't. After I watched this movie, and I was having a normal day, right? I was having a normal day. Let me tell you, I was having a normal day at work. And, you know, I work 12 hours, right? And I have a break time, so it's an hour. I was like, I can watch the Fred movie and get it over with and watch it and be done with it. I couldn't do it. I had to go home and try to watch the rest of it. And it was hard. And it was hard because I just started becoming violently ill. And it wasn't like a coincidence either. It wasn't like I ate something bad that day. I'm being honest. 150 fucking % honest, okay? You gotta listen to me. I was getting stomach cramps, I was sweating, and I was feeling lightheaded. And it took me like a couple minutes to understand, like after I had to keep pausing the video on Vimeo, that I was holding my breath, because every time someone else besides Fred spoke, I got to fucking breathe a breath of like fresh air. Now, probably a normal person who's watching this video is like, dude, seriously, like, just breathe, you know? Like, it's not hard. Did you forget how to breathe? But you don't get what it's like, man. It's really that awful to watch this movie. There needs to be like some kind of like, you know how like, you know, medication, they tell you what the side effects are, or you have a consultation with a doctor or something, and they're like, you know, the pharmacist tells you, you know, you might have some lightheadedness, you might have some diarrhea, you might have some of this if you take these pills, but you need to take them. And just giving that warning, you know, don't drive, don't operate heavy machinery when you're taking these medication, because that's dangerous for your health. So they need to put this on this movie, because it's that bad. Restraining myself, keeping my sanity was the hardest thing to do possible. I was legitimately considering like going to my doctor and seeing if I didn't develop a tumor. It's that fucking terrible. Fred is such a sped, and I know that rhymed, but he's such an unbelievable, monstrous cancer that it will just drive you insane. I really don't understand how this appeals to anyone. I don't understand how this character can appeal to anyone. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe I'm just behind the times. But when I was growing up, our kids' movies were actually good. They had actors, an actual character to them. Fred is the human equivalent of a dog whistle. You know how like dog whistles are at, you know, when you blow into them, they have this high frequency that we can't hear as humans, but dogs can, and it just fucking kills their eardrums. They yelp, they cry, they just can't take it. It's so painful. Fred is the human equivalent of that. Whenever he opens his mouth, it's nothing more than a never-ending barrage of pain to your delicate eardrums. You're better off watching this movie with like closed captioning and just on mute, because like that's the only way. And honestly, it actually improves the experience. There is a story they're trying to tell here, and let me tell you what Nickelodeon sees, but they're too autistic to realize what they've made. Okay, so Nickelodeon is pushing this movie out, and they're saying it's a story about a bullied youth with a high-pitched voice trying to make his way to a girl's house, versus what the actual movie is. It's a story about a low IQ, autistic, psychotic man-child stalker trying to abduct a girl from his class who is passively, aggressively polite to him. Watch as he steals from his single mother, kills dogs. That really fucking does happen in the movie, by the way, and has uncontrollable temper tantrums that destroy his house, himself, and the people that begrudgingly love him. Now, honestly, at the end of the day, both plots sound fine, but you need to run with that idea, flesh it out. But this movie, I don't know what to tell you. It's bad. If you had like a regular psychotic person take the position of Fred, it would have made an okay movie, but this was not a good movie. So our plot continues. He talks to us, the audience, and keep in mind, he isn't making a video, or he's not doing a skit, right? Fred is a real person. I'm going to put quotes, right? Real person in this universe. And though he's aware of YouTube's existence, and they do, in fact, this is endorsed by YouTube, and you people at YouTube, you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. All right. I understand I said in Smosh that they should use the real YouTube logo, but really, YouTube, fucking shame on you. You should be fucking embarrassed that you promoted this guy. So, in this movie, Fred isn't a YouTube star, and I just took a deep breath and just went, fucking why though? What? Who is this movie fucking made for? You're making a movie about a YouTube star and has nothing to do with a YouTube movie. He's a YouTuber, but it's got nothing to do with YouTube. In fact, the character does nothing with it. He knows of YouTube's existence, but only for a quick skit. Okay, so are you trying to appeal to mass audiences or what? You're not trying to appeal to Fred fans, right? Like, what's going on? Is it made for Fred fans or it's not? Like, no one knows what Fred is. He's got 1 million or 3 million subscribers. He's not a household name. No one knows who the fuck this kid is. You made this movie to be on Nickelodeon to introduce families to Fred. And you made 3 of them. 3 fucking movies. We know, okay, he got famous on YouTube, but you don't have him be in a YouTube-themed movie. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. I'm sweating and I'm getting mad. Okay. We're doing that same thing that we're doing with Smosh, but just a slight alternative route to it. It's still the same Disney love story, but we're doing that thing where we make a movie about a popular internet freak, right? We make a fucking movie that costs millions of dollars. We make a movie that costs millions of dollars based on a freak, and then we ham-fist some narrative separate from their source material. Okay, so unlike Smosh, Fred is a real person, right? So I guess this is a prequel, but it's not. It's not a prequel. He doesn't become a YouTube star at the end. He isn't YouTube famous, and he will never be. He's just a kid going to high school, and I've read on Wikipedia that he turns from 15 in the original movie to 9 because Fred is Fred and stupid, and we're just supposed to roll with it because kids don't actually pay attention to details because this movie assumes children are all retarded. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna take a step back and tell you guys right up now, right straight up right now. I'm not watching the fucking sequels. I'm only gonna watch them if this one video hits 1,000 likes. I'm selling out right now. Make this video hit 1,000 likes, I'll do the sequels. Otherwise, not fucking doing them. I'm not fucking kidding on that. I'm not doing it. All right? I will do both sequels if this one video hits 1,000 likes. Because this was bullshit. This was the worst fucking movie I've ever watched. So if you want me to suffer and make more videos like this, I'll do it. But you're putting your fucking part in. So yeah, he's in high school, right? And I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop myself right there. This kid wouldn't be going to high school. I mean, he just wouldn't. It wouldn't make any sense. He'd be in a halfway house. There's no fucking way he would ever pass beyond like the 5th grade. And that's being fucking generous. This is, if he did pass any fucking school to make it to high school, it would be the biggest failure of the American schooling system ever. And some people would make that argument, right? But again, we live in Disney, Nickelodeon reality where like calling the police and wasting police resources just gets them to hang up on you. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. And movies should have some level of realism when it comes to hitting those fucking notes, because I take police really seriously. He calls the police twice in this fucking movie, and no one is dispatched to arrest him for calling emergency service number for a kidnapping claim. If you call 911 right now and don't fucking do that, if you call 911 and state that there's a kidnapping, you will get a police officer in your door within 15 minutes. And they're going to fucking interrogate you and ask, what the fuck are you talking about? And if you are saying this was just a prank call, they will arrest you. That's what will happen. All right, I'm not fucking kidding with that shit. I hate when movies do this and it completely takes me out of it. I know it's made for kids, but I have a severe level of respect, like an absolute respect for police authority. And if you fucking do that, you deserve to be shot. It's bullshit. You're 15 years old and you fucking call the police for your stupid crap. Could you imagine? Now there's dispatchers everywhere, right? But having a crazy person waste that dispatcher's time is time that could have been used for someone else. Someone else could be in an emergency. Someone's car could be flipped over and someone's trying to call the police and you fucking waste their time with this bullshit. If I was the officer that fucking was dispatched to your house, I'd slap you across the fucking face, slap the cuffs on you and throw you in my police car fucking upside down. And I'd drive you to the station and I'd fucking serve you your Hot Pockets. Fuck you, kid. Wasting my goddamn time with this bullshit. And you will be fined after this. It can be upwards to $200 to like several thousands of dollars for some bullshit like this. I'm really pissed off. I'm getting lightheaded, getting really this fucking mad about a stupid movie. But it was literally a fucking experiment to get through. So I'm getting like ahead of myself, I guess. I don't know. I kind of lost myself in my notes. So, you know what? Fuck it. You guys don't really care, do you? Judy moves away. And she moves away because she can't stand Fred. And that's why she thinks she was kidnapped. I don't know. Fuck this Judy character. Fuck this piece of shit, bitch, dumb ass fucking character that serves no purpose in the film. She's not even a character. I use that term as loosely as it comes. She says nothing and is just a blonde bimbo chick that Fred drools over. She's stupid. She doesn't do anything. If you're a fan of his web series, apparently she was like an off-screen character that Fred always talks about. Basically his girlfriend from Canada, but like she's totally real, guys, right? It's totally real. I totally have a girlfriend. The only time she speaks is when she like sings in this movie, which you can never get a good judgment on like someone's voice through singing, because you can have some people that talk like normal guys, girls or whatever, and then when they start singing they sound like fucking angels. But yeah, the only time she actually speaks is like super early on in the movie where like Kevin bullies Fred. Again, Kevin is like one of the best fucking characters in this movie. But she does it in a very passive way. Like this Judy girl legit just comes off like a straight up bitch. Okay, so you're willing to defend Fred from bullies, but allow him to keep getting bullied. That's lazy. That's really lazy. And that's because she doesn't fucking like you. So stop trying to stand up for the autistic kid if you're not going to go all the way. She goes like, oh, boys will be boys, I guess. You know, I know you hate his guts. You know, Fred is a piece of shit. So just break his fucking heart and end this movie, you evil piece of crap. Drop the niceties. I'm sick of fake characters like this. And because at the end of it, Fred basically gets with her, but then he realizes again, vaginas are icky. So this movie wants me to really hate the characters that bully Fred, because in the end, bullying is bad, right? But the movie does nothing to make me feel for Fred. It's actually made me root for the bullies, which is something that you shouldn't fucking do. When developing characters, there's an important distinction in traits you need to know. Being pitiable doesn't equal likable. Just because I can pity someone, you know, having the ability to feel bad for someone who is bullied and mocked doesn't mean that I'll like them. It doesn't work that way. I'll give you an example. Imagine if we had a movie about Adolf Hitler and his dog. Okay, we see them have fun and enjoy their time, but tragically his dog was hit with the case of inoperable brain cancer and dies. Hitler cries and curses the world for his misfortune. And just to clarify, this is all taking place post-Holocaust, okay? This is when Hitler is the worst he could ever fucking be. So, do we care about Hitler as a character? No, fuck him. He's Hitler, okay? No pity. Fuck him. He's an evil piece of shit. So to make likable characters, you need to give them likable traits. Now, liking dogs is a likable trait, I guess. Shut the fuck up. So when misfortune happens, usually we pity people and it bolsters the likable traits that we have with them. It's a game of likable versus unlikable, okay? You cannot, under any circumstances, like Fred. He's too much of a fucking asshole. He could have the whole world coming down on him. He could have all his pets die and I would feel no fucking shit for him. I do not care about his feelings. All right, I care more about the dead pets he probably destroyed, right? Because in this movie, he does kill a dog. I'm not kidding. Like, there's a scene where Fred gets a dog on a bus and he's like, oh, it's a squirrel. I love squirrels. And for some reason, in one scene, he has the dog, and in the next scene, it's just fucking gone. I think he throws it in the trash. He literally just kills the dog because the dog had nowhere to go. So he just throws it away. He gets a free dog and just says, fuck it, I don't care. And it's not funny. I'm really not joking. He kills the dog in this movie, and it's a puppy. He's a useless piece of shit. Dogs are not like cats. They cannot survive in the wild easily. They're going to die. They're gonna get hit by a car or fucking get killed by a fucking fox or something, or raccoon or whatever. It's gonna fucking die. He's a horrible piece of shit. Why'd you make this character? So, taking a step back again, am I really gonna compare Fred to Adolf Hitler? I don't think it's fair. I think it's very unfair, that comparison, to be honest. I don't think I gave a good example, because fucking Hitler failed. He failed to take over the world. Fred succeeded. He's actually worse than Hitler. I'm gonna say that again. Fred Figglehorn is worse than Adolf Hitler. He is more successful and more evil. Holy fucking shit. This character is the human dog whistle of pain. Explaining the events of what happened in this movie will make me sound stupid, but they really do happen. He really does the dumbest, most complicit, stupid shit you will ever see. He goes on a bus and ruins everyone's day. He strips naked and a big black man has to tell him to fucking leave. He dances naked. He tries to get his asshole cleaned. I'm not fucking kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. He goes to a fucking car wash to get his asshole cleaned.
I'd like a regular cleaning.
Would you like a fragrance?
Green apples.
Green apple, green apple, green apple, green apple.
He gets kicked in the head at the water park beach or something, but no one is swimming because someone took a shit in the pool. I'm not fucking kidding on that. And then he eventually finds the number 7 bus to Judy's house. He makes it to Judy's house, where he finds out that no one fucking likes him, including Judy herself. Since Fred is autistic, very, very autistic, and can't handle not being the center of attention, he pukes on her and goes home sad. Oh God. Okay. This is probably the best part of the movie because our hero is not talking. It's his lowest point. He's been embarrassed and he actually talks like a normal person. Kind of. He isn't screaming. I swear this part of the movie was fine, but I was not going to pity him. I am not a fucking zombie when it comes to watching movies. When you play sad music, I have the intelligence to realize the sad music is trying to make me feel sad for this fucking psycho. I don't feel bad for him. If someone came on that bus and shot him, I would not care. Fuck Fred. So when he goes home, you would think he'd have a moment of reflection and talk like a human and stop. But instead he blames Judy for him puking on her, and then he has a party with Jeanette McCurdy. And he bails on her because apparently he can't remember women's names or something. It's really confusing, right? Apparently the only name he's used to saying is Judy, which he says over 300 fucking thousand times in this movie. And then Judy comes over because of the Judy signal, and then the movie is over or something, but he doesn't stay with her. I know I just resaid the plot again, but I just had to. I went through this movie so many times, I just have to restate it. It was such a pile of dog shit. All right, this is my I don't even care. This was my garbage pile of notes on this movie, right? Because fuck the structure, I'm done. These are random thoughts of a drunk man who has watched the worst movie ever made. I don't know how I hate everything. I thought about this movie, but it's the worst. There's nothing that compares to it. It is stupid. Other movies are harmless. This hurt. This physically hurt to watch. All right. So let's talk about some random notes that I made down. Okay. So we have Fred. He's a horrible actor and a horrible person. I feel like just everything about him I can nitpick and complain about. And I thought that like maybe that was the point. He dresses like a fucking dweeb. He wears a winter jacket in the middle of goddamn summer. He takes the wrong bus. He never shuts up. He's self-centered, delusional, and a bunch of other stuff. Watch the movie. I dare you. I double dog dare you motherfuckers. Watch the goddamn movie and you will fucking die. Fred sucks. Moving on. Jeanette McCurdy. Okay, so this is my second notes and it's on Jeanette McCurdy. Okay, she's in this movie for like 10 minutes and she acts like Jeanette McCurdy. If you've never watched iCarly or any of the films that she's been in, her personality is like this. She's fun, abrasive, and blunt, and it comes off as real. For some reason, she wants to be with Fred. It's never explained because she's not a character. She's just Jeanette McCurdy making a celebrity appearance. That's it. There's no character development with her. She's just chilling on the set and being like, hey, what's going on, Fred? Like just being herself. I don't care about her real name because she's not really a character. She was just on set that day. That was it. I know she's friends with Lucas, but it doesn't matter. Okay? It really doesn't matter. Judy, she sucks and is garbage, and I don't care if she was a British celebrity. Fuck this person. I couldn't even tell you if that was her real accent. Fred says that she's like Southern or something, and it harmonizes with his normal accent. I don't know. I really don't know if he was being insecure at that moment or he was just being a narcissistic piece of shit, but fuck him. Judy is an object. She is literally the princess in the castle. She's the fucking chick that validates everything Anita Sarkeesian has ever said about feminism. Judy is the worst fucking character ever made, and in fact, I've never thought I'd say this, but Anita Sarkeesian is right. We need more empowering women in media because we just need them. We just need them just to need them because Judy is garbage and she serves no other purpose than to be fuckbait for Fred, but Fred doesn't have a penis. Kevin is the best and most relatable character in the movie, and I mean that as honestly as I can. He straight up tells Fred the truth, like 13 minutes in, that nobody likes him and everybody hates him. You know, Kevin is a fucking dork and a loser and he breakdances, but at least he got invited to the party. He's the stereotypical bully that everyone should hate, but everyone in this universe likes him, even though he's an insincere bullying douchebag. But he's still great. He's awesome, and he even threatens to fucking physically assault Fred, which is always good. Generic high school cast. This one chick right here calls Fred a loser.
Hello. For your guys' information, Jude would be happy to have me here. I call her every night.
Oh my god, what a loser.
Give her a fucking raise. Give her like a medal. She got like the Medal of Honor. I think that was like legitimate. I don't think that was in the script. I think that girl, when she said, Fred's a fucking loser, that was the best line from her, and everyone in this room should have stepped up. Bus driver. It costs $1.25 to ride the number 7 bus, and Fred gave this dude $5. I hope he bought himself a few McChickens with that because, I don't know, I'm just bringing this up. The McChickens are now on the dollar menu again at McDonald's, and I'm like kind of excited. You know, it's awesome. You know, I actually went like last week or something. I don't eat fast food that much, and McChickens used to be like $2.25, I think. They were off the dollar menu for a little bit, and it was so weird. They finally put them on the dollar menu once again, and they are the best thing. They are the best bang for your buck at Mickey D's. As I'm recording this, I'm actually going to go there for lunch. So that's the silver lining of the day. I record this garbage right now, and I'm going to get some McDonald's. I recommend. It's a calorie circus, but fuck it. McChickens are delicious. They put on some of that fucking special sauce. I think it's like Thousand Island or some shit. What is it? It's not mayo. I think it might be mayo, or it's ranch. I don't fucking know. But like, it's the same stuff they put on that Big Mac. Honestly, just get yourself some McChickens, guys. Pro McChicken Army. Let's make the McChicken Army movement. Let's make them down to fucking 50 cents. Let's fix this economy. I don't know. I'm getting there. I'm getting really fucking drunk now. Fred's mom. Okay, so speaking of people needing to get drunk, Fred's mom needs to get drunk. I'm sorry you were in this movie, whoever you are, whatever your name is, Ms. Actress, but you did a great job portraying a single mother dealing with a very autistic child. I'm gonna show a clip, I'm gonna find it, of a mother who has a 28-year-old, 30-year-old autistic child. I say child, but he's a man, right? He's 30 years old, but he's got the mind of a child, and the mother's like, I hate him. I hate my own son. I love him, but I don't like him. And that's a huge distinction. That reminds me so much of BoJack Horseman. You have a situation where everyone loves you, but nobody likes you. That's with autism. Your parents can love you, but they probably hate you.
This is where he's put his head through the wall, head through the wall. Ow, 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 ow. He can go through this house and just wipe everything out, probably in 10 minutes. Brother. Calm down. Look, you got Santa Claus is coming to town. This is coming to town. Don't do that. Owie. He's part of the family, and you hate to give up on your child as a lost cause. But I've come to the conclusion now that the best thing would be to place him somewhere where they can control him and they're not going to hurt him. I'm afraid, though, if I do leave him at home, it'll be like that man that they took to one of those group homes or centers last weekend that got out of control and they tased him and he died of a heart attack.
You need heavy medication for this fucking kid. It's not normal. It's bad, and this character could have been elaborated on, but this movie isn't about other characters. It's about Fred, and it's really sad. John Cena. I don't know, man. I couldn't see in this movie. Apparently he's credited in this. I can't see John Cena. Okay, that's a dumb joke. And now I fucking love this guy. He's so fucking great. It's weird. Just like in the Smosh movie, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think these wrestlers are fucking like on speed dial or some shit for a cheap way to make money. I mean, you just give them $50,000. Hey, John Cena, we need you in this movie real quick. You want to make an easy 50 grand? Sure, man. It's awesome. And he just comes in. It's fucking awesome. And the last actor I want to give kudos to is the one black guy on the bus. I think you were legit just some black guy on the bus because your face was the most real I've ever seen in one of these Disney Nickelodeon movies. You deserve an Emmy for your performance. Okay, I'm done. This movie is fucking stupid. There's so much that goes into a movie, and I don't know what to tell you. This was a pile of shit. I'm tired. Seriously, all these YouTuber movies are all the same, but they're also all different. They're all the same in the sense that they suck. You can't win with an established character in a visual medium. You know, mostly when you make movies, you base them off of books or something, right? You never base them off of a visual medium. So you don't base a movie off of a video game or an online character. You don't base a character off of another movie franchise. It doesn't work, okay? You don't make adaptations based on existing visual mediums. It just doesn't work. So let's take video game movies, for example. There has never been a good one, okay? We all hold out hope, right? I even still do. I'm not gonna lie. I still hold out that there's a potential for a good video game movie, but it will never happen, okay? Here's the argument. Remember early fucking Marvel movies, right? They're based off a visual fucking medium, right? Comics. Every fucking one of them was so fucking cringy and shitty and bad. The only way to make something be a good adaptation to respect the source material is to throw shit tons of money. I think the Marvel movies cost upwards of like $70 billion to make or some shit. Like you can fuel a fucking war with that, right? I don't even know, like, how much money did it take to make Marvel movie? They make oodles of money with these fucking films. It's insane. But yeah, you need to throw lots of money. Think of it. Dragon Ball Evolution, shitty movie based on an IP, okay? The Mario Bros movie, the Street Fighter movie, the Tekken movie, video game movies, fucking suck, right? Avatar: The Last Airbender, fucking sucks. Do not take an established IP that people like and try to make a fucking Hollywood mainstream movie. It doesn't work. The only way you can fucking make it work is throwing billions of dollars at it and having a director that knows what they're doing. You know, like, I still hold out, and I'm stupid for holding out, and I think it's always going to be there in me. I think if you got a good director and billions of dollars, you could make a really good fucking Halo movie. I'm still looking forward to a good Halo movie. I'm still looking forward to a Heavy Rain movie. I'm still holding out for a Persona movie, but I know they're gonna fuck it up. Video game movies always suck. And you know what? YouTuber movies, they always suck because you can't take an established fucking character and then fuck with it. They're good in short bursts, all right? You're making a short burst character try to be in a film and it just doesn't work. All right? Either make it a super long Fred skit, which is not up to Hollywood standards, or just don't do it at all. You know, you can't win. You just can't win. Hollywood gets in the way of your ability to make content. And Fred made garbage content to begin with, so fuck you. Holy shit. By the way, guys, how would you feel about a God of War movie? I think that'd be fucking awesome, but someone's gonna fuck it up. Imagine if you had the Marvel budget and put that into a God of War film. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. But we're spending money on this. What the fuck? Okay. A Fred movie would be a 2-minute skit stretched to 2 hours. Oh, I wrote that note already. But like, 2 hours of him screaming would be too much. I was already kind of tired by an hour of it, and they padded it out a lot. There's a lot of stupid skits that don't need to be there. They could barely get an hour, and I'm done. I've said all I need to say. I'm done. I'm getting sick of fucking talking. I'm getting sick of fucking thinking about this piece of shit. You know it's bad. I know it's bad. There's reasons or raisins to go. There's no reason or reason to go further, okay? It's all bad. It's all shitty. Stop, all right? Stop the fucking presses. I just want everyone in the audience to do me one favor, all right? Go to your kitchen and make yourself a good fucking meal. There's no joke here, all right? Just get away from your computer and get some fucking food. Sit in your kitchen. Don't play with your phone. Don't play with your computer. Eat something and just take in the real world around you and enjoy yourself, okay? And when you come back to your computer or whatever on your phone, watch the rest of my goddamn fucking videos and give this video 1,000 likes. All right, with that being said, have a good day, everyone.
Lords and ladies, citizens of the Empire, I give you the Battle of the Ages. Combatants, steel yourselves. Lower the gates.
This is the worst movie I have ever watched in my fucking life. I'm being real with you. I don't know how this is made. I know how films are made. It takes a lot of resources, you know. It takes scripting, casting, multiple cameras, lighting, mics placed fucking everywhere. Like those microphones are used to capture reference audio. You know, you need actors, right? Actors are going to go in to dub over the said reference audio. So that's a whole fucking building in itself. There's capturing sound effects. That's another room in itself too. It requires retakes, creating costumes, and you have to have a lot of costumes on standby because there's potential for damage. So like if an actor does a stunt and rips it as intended by the scene, you need a backup costume, right? Especially for superheroes, they need a lot of the same costume, and they have to be identical. And all of this is barely scratching the surface, and all of this is funneled to some poor editing team that has to put up with so much bullshit. There's a lot that goes into making a movie, and it's amazing. Like, at no point during this production of this pile of shit did someone say, this is enough. I can't take any more, dude. I don't want to change careers, but this movie offends me on like a subatomic level. It hurt my eardrums, and I'm making a soulless movie that will appeal to no one. I'm done. I quit.